Good afternoon, everyone, and Assalamu alaikum, and very warm welcome to all distinguished guests, speakers, participants for joining us today. On the behalf of Exodus Grain, ISSP, and our collaborating partners, it is my pleasure to welcome you on this International Women's Day webinar. We are commemorating 115th International Women's Day, and I would like to share my presentation. Okay. Uh, the webinar entitled as From Care to Empowerment, Women's Health as a Driver of Sustainable Economies. This is a very unique topic, and we think that today we will discuss it. This will be the beginning of something very good. And as you know that in early 20th century, we are celebrating this day as a movement calling for fair wages, safer workplaces, and the right to vote that has evolved into a global movement of recognition and commitment. Over the decades, the IWD has played a vital role in advancing women's rights across societies. Women has gained legal protections, entered professions on which are closed for them, and strengthened their presence in leadership across politics, business, science, sports, and culture. Each generation has carried forward the legacy of the courage and resilience. Together, these efforts continue to expand opportunities and redefine possibilities for women worldwide. So, why International Women's Day matters? Actually, it is the profile. It is the period of profound geopolitical and socio-economic transformation, and we termed it as the new normal era. In climate change, global conflicts, economic volatilities, and pandemics and supply chain disruption are reshaping national priorities and global development strategies. Within these evolving landscapes, women remain among the most vulnerable groups, particularly in developing economies where climate risk, instability and health inequalities uh, are very, affecting the societies. Women bear the burden of unpaid care work, experience bad health, and are often excluded from decision-making processes related to the economic and environmental, policies. Now, rational overview of this is that women's health is deeply linked with economic productivity, climate resilience, and sustainable development. Healthy women contribute significantly to labor markets, entrepreneurship, and community stability. Yet, in many regions, women face systematic barriers, including limited access to healthcare, financial inclusion, digital tools, and climate adaptive resources. So today, in this fragile economic environment, investment in women health and well-being generate a long-term economic resilience. Today, we will discuss that how we can strengthen the workforce participation, how we can support families and communities' health system, how we can increase productivity and entrepreneurship, how we can enhance community response to climate shocks, and how we support the sustainable consumption and resource management, right? Or along with that, the key themes of this discussion is the women health as economic infrastructure, climate change, and gender vulnerability, women in sustainable economic systems, and our speakers will definitely share their responses or their ideas or their views on this. Strategic mobility and crisis responses is another topic. Digitalization and financial inclusion as well. We discussed this, and we propose certain actions and initiative, which I mentioned as the policy dialogue or research and women health and climate resilience programs, women in green economy and digital entrepreneurship and women entrepreneurship, rather digital empowerment and women entrepreneurship and strategic partnerships. So every day is woman makes a difference. And with this, I'm going to close my um, I'm going to close my sharing. I'm okay. I'm stopped the sharing. Now I would like to invite Miss Fajar Rabia. Uh, Thank you very much, Fajar, for joining us. And she is the very well informed woman activist, and now up to Fajar, kindly share your views or your concept, what you want to share.
Hey, thank you so much, Iram, and thank you for organizing this. I think if we're talking about women empowerment and gender equality or gender equity from development perspective or the policy perspective, I think it's very important to understand that when we're talking about women empowerment, it's not just about women. This obviously, when women are empowered, then the whole society is empowered with the women. तो इसमें बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं that which are very important to understand that when we're talking about as a country, as a nation, we need to have a very holistic women empowerment policy in place, which is like the whole Pakistan empowerment policy, which starts off from girls' education and it leads up to the point when until a woman is economically empowered. And in between that, you address multiple issues such as domestic violence. You address issues like, for example, the high dropout rate from school or even from universities, or girls who get to universities and complete their education, but that never turns into an economic opportunity for them. Or even when women are working, then the kind of still challenges they have to face within a work environment, or if they work, if they're running a business, then what kind of challenges they have to face when they're having to go out and work and meet lots of different kind of people. So it's very important that we take this moment or today as an important day to understand that women need support right from childhood, and until they grow up. So when I talk about girls education, then I don't talk about girls education just from girls education perspective, but I talk about it because I know that a girl who's educated is better empowered. And then similarly, a woman who is economically empowered is not just a woman who's economically empowered, but she's contributing majorly in Pakistan's economic development. She's contributing in her children's health, their education, and she's making a better society. So I think my sort of message for today is that keeping in mind two major figures that I always see is only 24% of women participation in labor force, and 90% of women in Pakistan face domestic violence. These are our official figures. So these two figures give you sort of a whole, you can see what kind of environment women are living in at the moment. So very few women are lucky enough not to face domestic abuse. But most of the women, even if they're working or running business, they still face a lot of issues and challenges at home, outside. So it's a very sort of difficult place to be as a female. And I think together the government of Pakistan, the state needs to have a policy, and the policy needs to be implemented and enforced, and we need to make sure that women have an opportunity to achieve their own dreams as well. I hope that's enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Fajar. We have another speaker with us. Alia Agha has joined us. Welcome, Alia, to the session. And kindly, now the floor is up to you. Alia, please kindly unmute your mic.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Walaikum Assalam. So it's now your turn. Kindly share your views.
I'm sorry, I just joined in. So can you fill me in my views on the topic that you gave?
Yes, yes.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Alia Ara. I'm a lawyer and I have a publication by the name of Margala Tribune. And we have been highlighting women's empowerment, women's health on regular basis. And then I also represent DICE Forum, which is a think tank working on inclusion and equity. We were really happy to join today. I must say, Iram, it's a great initiative, and thank you very much that you have organized this. It's really important that such forums are organized, and more men can join us as well, because they need to participate as well in supporting women and women's issues. Women's health is, I think, one of the areas. It's a sub area for women empowerment, and it is also included in the SDGs as a women empowerment goal. If there is issues with health, it's not an economic solution. The reason is that health burdens your national exchequer, and your expenditure burdens the healthcare system, and it brings down your economic development. So healthcare is not an optional solution for us. It's an imperative. There have been many initiatives by the government in the past, and some have been some were like struck out, some continued, and then there is again talk about some initiatives, which is always very good. But one of the great initiatives was the lady health workers, I would say. And why? Because most of our population is living in the rural areas, having 60% of the population, almost 60% of population, living in rural areas. The women are not very well educated, they're not very well empowered, and they're not very aware of their health issues. And women tend to ignore their health till the end. It's the last thing on their agenda, whether in the day or at the end of all the priorities. So it is never something that women like to talk about as well, because we've been trained that way. We push and push our energies and our bodies and our mental and physical limits to the point where I think there is some issue that erupts and it becomes a massive issue for the family. So awareness is very important. Early detection of many diseases such as cancer, breast cancers, and hypertension. I would also include that, minor things get out of hand. So childbirth, child mortality rate is still very high. So all these issues need to be regularly checked. And getting the awareness and having women talk to women is very important when it comes to healthcare. So Lady Health Workers was one of the great initiatives, and they have been talked that it's going to be brought back. And well, we are still seeing what is happening with it. So economic development, I would say, has to have a very clear strategy for women's health and health empowerment.
Thank you for your insight, Arya. Now, our next, we invite Dr. Ehsanur Rahman from UK. He's an oncologist, and I would like to share the. Dr. Ehsan, are you listening me?
So, Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Dr. Ehsanur Rahman. I am a consultant medical oncologist. I'm currently working in UK. So, thank you very much for inviting me. Because when I was in Pakistan, I was attending a lot of these kind of events on the Women's Day because I'm an oncologist cancer specialist, so I particularly focus on the cancer. But the topic given to me is the health economics and policy for the sustainable societies. So, if I talk about the sustainable society and the healthcare system, it's a worldwide challenge that the healthcare is facing because of the healthcare increasing healthcare costs, the aging population, chronic diseases like diabetes, stroke, cardiovascular diseases, especially the cancer, and the limited resources. So health economics help governments to decide how to allocate limited resources to maximize population health. And the sustainable healthcare system must have the cost analysis, equity, and the balance, and the expected life expectancy, and the provision of good healthcare system or healthcare facilities to everyone. So, what is health economics? Health economics studies is the allocation of the resources, which with an efficiency of delivery, and to make the policies. And the key concept of this is cost effectiveness, efficiency, and resource allocation. So, so the sustainable society, they ensure that there is a long-term stability in their healthcare system. There is a universal access to everyone, and the healthy population contribute to economic growth, productivity, and social stability. If we look at the global healthcare spending, around $9 trillion are expended on the healthcare system, which is 10% of the global economy. But looking at the Pakistan, the WHO recommend that we spend 5% of our GDP on the health system, but the Pakistan spending only 0.9 or 1% as compared to USA, which is spending 17%, UK 11%, Germany 12%, and China 5 to 6% of their GDP. So the total health budget around is $925 billion, which is spending, and roughly we have around 319,000 doctors, 138,000 nurses and dentists, and some 1,700 hospital, and 5,000 basic health unit. If we look at the life expectancy as compare of in the Pakistan as compared to the developed countries. So the life expectancy in Pakistan is 67.6 year. We are losing in infants, which is an infant mortality rate 50 per 100,000, and health spending is only 1%. While the life expectancy is UK is around 79-80%, Japan 84%, and their infant mortality rate is around 2 or 4 per thousand population. So there are different systems. Like I am in UK, so there is NHS, and the government is funding the healthcare facilities and hospital. We also have a private insurance and the private model as well. But in the Pakistan, we have got government facilities, semi-government, and also the public and private sectors. Mostly, the good healthcare facilities are unfortunately still in the private sector, but the government is taking initiative like the cardiac hospitals, like the cancer hospitals, children hospitals. So we are moving towards this direction as well. Preventive health is very important when we talk about in terms of prevention. It is very important that we focus on the preventive health because prevention is more important, and we don't have any preventive healthcare system or policies in Pakistan for cancer. So, and we don't have any screening program for the breast cancer, cervical cancer, and something like this. So Should I continue? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Pardon?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah,
Only
because it's look like it look like no voice, so that's why.
no, we're listening you very
Yeah.
carefully.
Please continue talking because we all are hearing your presentation.
Oh, thank you very much. Because I think I was unable to share the presentation, so that's why I came.
No,
Now there is
your
also a
presentation,
role
your
of
presentation is
pardon,
there.
pardon.
We are sharing your
Dr. Saab,
presentation.
no issue of presentation. Keep talking. We are listening carefully.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So the other thing is the innovation, like the use of modern technologies. One important thing is the digitalization or health record. I will also talk about the cancer. There is no cancer registry. We don't have any valuable or authentic records. There are different small hospital based human registries, and also the use of artificial intelligence, telemedicine, precision medicine, evidence based medicine. Okay. Now if I particularly talk about the cancer burden in Pakistan, so almost we have a diagnosis of 185,000 cases, new cases. I'm not talking about the previous one. The every year it is the addition of 185,000 cases, and almost 118,000 we are losing per year due to the cancer that's. If we look at the data of the cancer, the breast cancer is number one if we combine both cancers in the males and the females. If we combine both of them, so the number one is breast cancer. So in female cancer, it constitutes 31% of the total females cancers, and in both sex, male and female cancer, it constitutes about 16% of the cancer, which is a huge amount. And we are facing like 90 to 100,000 females diagnosed per year, and we are losing 40 to 45,000 females per year due to the delayed presentation or advanced stage diseases. So, how we can contribute to make this society as health sustainable is the awareness, allocation of resources, use of modern technologies. I also head an organization, WS Healthcare. I'm CEO of WS Healthcare. How we are contributing to the society, because I have started some unique projects in Pakistan, unique clinics. There is a lifestyle and cancer prevention clinic we organize through the media talks, presentation, work on the telemedicine, digitalization of the health, and also we established Pakistan or Asia, or we can say world first cancer art gallery. We have done fourth national cancer art exhibition with the help of the Alhamra Art Council, National College of Arts, and BNU uh, universities. So what we can say, or we can like to achieve the sustainable healthcare. All the economic is very important. The funds are very important. We should strengthen our primary healthcare, and we have some insurance, like government is taking some initiative for the health cards. We should promote preventive medicine or evidence-based medicine. Healthy population is the foundation of a sustainable society. Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Dr.
much.
Ehsan. Our next speaker is Dr. Asif Farooq. Asif Mahmood Farooq is the CEO of Al Muqeet Labs, and he will discuss with us about the food security and sustainable developments, and how we can achieve these goals, keeping in view of women empowerment and healthcare innovations. Up to you, Dr. Asif.
Thank you very much, Iram. And thank you very much, Dr. Asano Rahman Sab, for highlighting the diseases like cancer and other health related issues, particularly in the women. I would say empowering is the future. And when women are responsible in every single segment of the society, they are also a valuable part of our food security system. And people don't realize that value of women health and economics coming into the rural community is primarily because of a shift in the agriculture production system in late 70s till now, where we moved from healthier agriculture production system and sustainable production system to jumpstart production system on wrong food grounds with the induction of synthetic fertilizers and synthetic pesticides. And its downstream impact was our polluted soils, polluted health of farm workers, and women are the key part of the farm workers. Rather, I would say more than 50% of the labor force which plays active role in food agriculture sector production are women and girls, young girls. And due to the miseries which we adopted in late 70s without going unchecked, without realizing that globally a number of those products have been banned, but those kept moving into Pakistan, uh, had a very serious impact on health of food which we are harvesting, health of soil which is being used to produce harvest, and the women and men equally working on the farmer's field. This liver cirrhosis, breast cancer, and other forms of the cancers are 99% outcome of the food which we are taking. And there is high degree of pesticide residues in the food which we are harvesting. We started alerting government of Pakistan and the other institutions in early 90s on this issue that one day it will be monster and it will not be in the your capacity to address the issue. Now people have started realizing, and the most recently, last year, the government took the initiative first time to ban those kind of chemicals which are killer into the communities and killer to the economics of the households, because the rural families household major expenditure had been on the health management because of the chemical fertilizer and synthetic pesticides application. And there was no R&D at public or private sector at all to head into the safe and secure food production system. So that torpedoed entire food safety and health initiatives because the foundation was so weak. So at Al Muqit Lab, we decided working on it, and from last 20 years, we have launched a research and development program to work on this arena alone. So we designed a couple of solutions, and we recently started commercialization of those solutions so that the food which is being harvested, it should be safe. And the women are the primary beneficiaries of that. If soil health is improved, we can go for the regenerative agriculture system, which is natural farming system. And natural farming system is like the opening of the doors for the healthy farm families. And as we all know, our women population is more than 50%. So it addresses the major arena of the society. And today, the women are taking a lead in the industries. Also, women are taking initiatives in designing the products and solutions to substitute even the products which are being imported into the Pakistan. If we take into the academia now, in the last 2 decades, the agriculture sector institutions are having more than 50% enrollment of girls in their program. And they are active in research and development now. And we feel that with the induction of women in the agriculture research and development initiative programs, Pakistan's most rigid sector is going to flourish now, which was at high risk till 2020. And the change has been into the system in the last 10 years, and the results have been visible to everybody, whether those are the breeding research program or technology research programs, because women are good in working in the labs, and in the labs are the key to design the solutions adoptable for the large scale adoption. So I feel women are playing very strong role in improving the health of the farm labor, farm families. Thank you. I'm done
Okay, thank you, Dr. Asif. And now we invite Dr. Ghazala Khan, who will address the public health challenges and opportunities for women in developing economies. Dr. Ghazala, kindly unmute your mic. Dr. Ghazala Khan.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. Thank you so much. Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me. And I would like to congratulate you that again on Women's Day, you made the panel and invited everyone for this, I think, very serious discussion, which is about the women health. Every 2 minutes, somewhere in the world, a woman dies from complication related to pregnancy or childbirth. Not because medicine doesn't exist, not because solutions are unknown, but because access, equality, and system fail her. So today, on this special occasion, as we celebrate International Women's Day, we must ask ourselves a difficult question. How can we talk about women's empowerment if women are still fighting for the most basic right, the right to health? According to the World Health Organization, nearly 800 women die every day from preventable causes related to pregnancy and childbirth, and 94% of these deaths occur in developing countries. Women at work, health of women at workplace is also not very good. Like, women make up to around 70% of the global health workforce, yet they hold only about 25% of leadership position in the health sector. And these are the decision making position where they are supposed to be, because they know the decision maker, if there is man, so he will look into the decision making proposal in a different angle, not with the lens of a woman. It's like sources from World Health Organization, so we can imagine. Over 1 billion women and girls worldwide lack access to essential health services, including reproductive and maternal health care, and the source is United Nations. So when a woman gains access to health care, she gains dignity. When a woman becomes healthy, a family becomes stronger. And when women are healthy, entire nation become more resilient. So the real question is not whether we can afford to invest in women health. The real question is, can the world afford not to? Thank you so much. I will not take here more time, but I think this is the one which I can contribute, and I would like to ask the panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Ghazala. Thank you very much. Next, we invite Mr. Asad Mahmood speaking on corporate responsibility and workplace health for women, as Asad is very much in this era. Everyone is working on sustainability, and Asad is one who is focusing on ESG and corporate sector, and now he will share with us that how we can achieve sustainability by focusing on the women's health and the things like corporate responsibility, how we link all these things. Up to you, Asad. Kindly share your insights, valuable insights. Asad Mahmood.
Thank you so much. I hope I'm audible
Yes,
to
you
all
are.
of you, Ji.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So yeah, thank you. So I think like health aspect has been primarily discussed by our earlier speakers and their importance in terms of economic contribution, uh, uh, as in the country perspective and global perspective as well. So I think like there have been in last couple of years in Pakistan there has been a shift towards like more inclusive approaches in terms of like you can say involvement or with due appreciation has been given by the corporate sector specifically in one way or the other because there are now various you can say the legislative activities that are coming up promulgating every year, be it be in the form of SCCP guidelines or be it be in the form of your other rules and regulations under the Ministry of Climate Change or NDC perspective. So there are so many, like you can say, buzzwords, but all of them are propagating the gender inclusion part, be it be any policy. And I think like the shop floor level actions are required to be more catered for, and the transparency and governance aspects have to be strengthened. That really like if we are in like giving the opportunities to females, so are they really being facilitated in the true letter and spirit? So in some of the like areas, or I have been interacting with like I would like to take the name of few like female colleagues on the technical side in the industries they are working, but they have to quit their jobs because of like they don't the industry was not having their daycare center. So this is not the problem of one lady; it's a common issue which is there in most of the industries. So I think like in terms of true actions on the ground floor, shop floor, we have the academia representatives and others. So we have to see or analyze or come up with such a study that how many industries are or organizations are giving such facility to the professional females which can really contribute, but they have to they have to leave their jobs because only of this specific issue as well, which is not an issue, and that's their right, but not been given by the concerned quarters. So apart from typical harassment aspects, the work-life balance and especially in today's digital arena, I think flexibility should be given in terms of work from home or flexible working hours. So all these techniques and the best practices have to be adopted at large. They are being implemented, but they have to be implemented at large, and the platforms like yours and others have to keep promoting and keep raising this voice so that a healthy all inclusive culture like could be promoted at the end of the day. And second, like because of the mental health issues are something like these are common things like the workplace pressure and then family responsibilities also come into play. So why every time, like in another case study which I faced just like with one of my employees which who has to quit because of the family responsibilities, like there could have been other ways around it, but ultimately I think in our society at the end of the day females have to compromise. So I think like that culture also has to be like sort of looked into, and we need to change that culture as well, work culture. And there's so many like other case studies and in our day-to-day scenarios. So if we are able to at least resolve the issues within our quarters, I think that national context makes sense, but we need to start from our own areas of jurisdiction, I guess. So like what you can refuse to receive. So it's not the case. So if stress is there, it's there. You cannot tell anyone that we are not ready to receive it. So again, there are very small things like in terms of office ergonomics, in terms of your office furniture. We need to talk about very, very basic and practical things which females and every one of us also face, which are common to gender as well, not women specific, but we need to nurture that culture under CSR or ESG aspects, where gender inclusion, in terms of not only at the middle management but also at the governance level, they has to be looked into. And I think the best example to witness those changes are the committees of FPCCI and other chambers and other you can say like the boards of various corporate entities. So I think change is there, but level playing field should be there, because still, like, even if we even give due importance to the women, again, there has to be merit kept in mind, and level playing field should be given to all the, like, even within the women. No nepotism or currenism should be there. At the end of the day, one has to again focus on the merit, so that should prevail first, and then all the things become secondary at the end of the day. So I think all these enabling environments, what we can say, when women thrive in workplaces, so organizations don't just become fairer, they become smarter, I guess, like as they are good housekeepers, and by keeping in view our work culture. So at the end of the day, what I can say is, if organizations truly want productivity, innovation, and sustainability, so the formula is simple. So healthy employees added up with sportive workplaces, it gives you fewer HR headaches and better ESG reports in this context. So the basic question, or any responsible company should ask itself, that is our workplace safe for women, or is it healthy for women, or is it fair for women? So if the answer is yes, the organization is not just profitable, it is then in true manner sustainable. So I'll just close over here.
Thank you, Asad. Thanks for your valuable insights. And now we welcome our guest of honor, Syed Irshad Hussain Shah Sahab. He is the convener of FPCCI's Central Strategic Committee on Strategic Mobility and Strategic Mobility and Defense and Trade and Tourism. And now our next speaker is Professor Dr. Simil Ijaz. She will speak on community health system and women well-beings and the role of academia. She is the she is the principal of retired ex-principal of Gulberg College. I think, ma'am, please kindly unmute your mic and share your insights with us. Ma'am,
Yes,
Simil Ijaz.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Well, I am a retired educationist.
Yes.
I also worked in Samnabad College. I taught for more than 30 years. And in Gulberg College, I was vice principal, not the principal, but that is now old times. So today, thank you so much for giving me the honor to participate in this important dialogue. And good day, Assalamu alaikum, and good day to everyone, and very happy International Women's Day. Well, the theme of this present discussion that has also been rightly chosen, which is from care to empowerment, women health as a driver of sustainable economies. We are all actually aware of the role that women play in society. Everybody knows. Women nurture their families and communities and also even economies. And then, but still, women have unequal access to healthcare, education, and financial resources, and even leadership opportunities. So these inequalities, they tend to subdue the potential of women, and naturally that negatively impacts the progress of the society. So the thing is that we should think about investing. It is actually an investment. We should invest in women's health, because that is sort of an economic driver as well. So women, when of course when women are healthier, they will have better opportunities. They will work in a better way in their educational field, even employment and leadership. And then this gives a sense of a multiplier effect of women's economic empowerment, because when women are healthy now, doesn't mean that they are ill or there is some disease, they are sick. Even being malnutritioned, a woman cannot act as in a better way as a woman who is fit in all aspects of health. So then she can look better. She can look after her family, and this does not only affect the present generation, but also the generations that are going to come. Because if she has had good education opportunities, she will have good job, she will be a contribute to the finances of the family, and then the next generation, her children, they will also have better opportunities. So this, in a way, this is a multiplier effect. So of course there are barriers, especially in countries like us, and talking about the rural areas where women do not have access to such opportunities. So the partnership and dialogue is very important. Like we on this day, like Iram has arranged this opportunity for this forum for people to think over it and then make policies according to it. So I would just like to say that as we celebrate the achievement of women across the world, we must also reflect on the work that remains ahead. And let's affirm our collective commitment to like breaking barriers that limit women's opportunity, promote equitable access to healthcare and education, and support women's leadership also, and participation in decision making. Now, how many, day by day, this is of course increasing. The number of women who are in the leadership role and who are in the policy and decision making themselves, they are there. That will definitely improve the scenario. So thank you very much. With that, I thanks a lot. Thank you, Iram.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights. And now we have Syed Amar Jafri, founder of Digital Pakistan Vision 2047. And now, sir, kindly unmute your mic, and Syed Amar Jafri Saab will share with us the digital governance and technology of inclusion health system, and how women can participate and become the, you can say, leaders in this era under the, you can say, the guidance of the seniors like Amar Jafri Saab. Sir, up to you.
बहुत शुक्रिया रमा आपका, गॉड में ब्लेस यू। अच्छा जी, गुजारिश ये है कि आज चूँकि वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट का दिन है और SDGs का जो SDG 5 है बेसिकली वो तो है ही जेंडर बैलेंस के लिए, लेकिन बाकी जितनी भी SDGs की चीज़ें हैं वो तमाम के तमाम सपोर्ट करती हैं वुमेन को। क्योंकि इरम ने स्पेशली मुझे गवर्नेंस के बारे में बात की है, तो गवर्नेंस जो है वो कवर होती है SDG 16 के अंदर। अच्छा, गवर्नेंस क्या है? बेसिकली टेक द सर्विसेज ऑफ द स्टेट एट द डोर स्टेप ऑफ द पीपल। ये ग्रीक की डेफिनेशन थी गवर्नेंस के हवाले से। अनलकीली यहाँ रिवर्स हो रहा है पाकिस्तान में, वो आपके सामने है। सर्विसेज ऑफ द स्टेट क्या है? पुलिस की सर्विस है, हॉस्पिटल की सर्विस है, वाटर सप्लाई की सर्विस है, डिफरेंट सर्विसेज हैं उसकी, ठीक है जी। तो देखना ये है कि इस वक्त हम कहाँ खड़े हैं, हमें कहाँ जाना है इसके ऊपर। اتفاق سے ہمارا صبح سے ایک ویبنار چل رہا ہے. الحمدللہ ہم نے 8 بجے شروع کیا تھا اس کو، اینڈ ود 2 hours بریک فرام 5 to 7 پھر ہم دوبارہ اسٹور کریں گے اس کو. اور ہم نے الحمدللہ پورا جی بی سے لے کر ابھی اس وقت بلوچستان چل رہا ہے، پھر اس کے بعد آزاد کشمیر کی باری ہے. یہ ہم کیوں کر رہے ہیں اتنے عرصے سے؟ اس لیے کر رہے ہیں کہ جو ایس ڈی جیز ہیں وہ تمام دنیا کے مسائل کو کوانٹیفائی کر رہے ہیں. میں ریپیٹ کروں گا، جتنے مسائل ہیں، جیسے گورننس ایک مسئلہ ہے، اور پھر واٹر ہے یا ڈیسنٹ ورک ہے، وہ 18 ایسی چیزیں ہیں. پہلے 17 تھے، اب 18واں اسپیس فار آل آ گیا ہے، جس کے اندر وہ اسپیس کی بات کریں. دیکھیے کتنی انلکی بات ہے ہمارے لیے کہ نہ ہمیں سمندر کے نیچے کیا ہے اس کا پتہ ہے، اور نہ ہمیں اسپیس میں کیا ہے اس کا پتہ ہے. ہمیں صرف ارتھ کا پتہ ہے اپنی، کہ جی کینیڈا یہاں ہے، جاپان یہاں ہے، امریکہ یہاں ہے، فلاں یہاں ہے، فلاں یہاں ہے. جبکہ رب کائنات تو بہت بڑی اسکیل پہ دیکھ رہا ہے چیزوں کو. تو آج کے ٹاپک کے حوالے سے میں ریکویسٹ کروں گا کہ اب آپ بات کریں اسپیس گورننس کی. یہ دنیا کی گورننس تو جیسی ہو رہی تھی ہو گئی تھی. اور اخیر میں صرف یہ کہنا چاہوں گا کہ اگر آپ دیکھیں نا کہ 800 صدی سے لے کر 1300 صدی تک مسلمانوں نے بہت بڑی حکومت کی ہے، اور دنیا نے ان کو مانا ہے، ان کی چیزوں کو. دنیا کے ٹاپ سائنسدان پیدا کیے انہوں نے، علم کی بنیاد صحیح معنی میں رکھی، کیونکہ اس سے پہلے رومن امپائرس کا علم تھا. اس کے بعد وہ جب ڈائلیوٹ ہوا تو پھر یہ سارا یہ، لیکن اس کے بعد کیا ہوا ہمارے ساتھ؟ آٹومن امپائر آ گئی. پھر آج آپ کا دن دیکھ رہے ہیں جہاں پہ مسلمان کو رمضان کے مہینے میں دبا کے مار رہے گا، اور ہمارا جو کہتے ہیں کہ انصاف کرانے والا ہے وہ کون ہے آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں گے. تو میرا خیال ہے اٹس ججمنٹ کال فار آل آف اس کہ ہم مل جل کے کام کریں، اختلافات کو بھول کے کام کریں. بالکل. اور میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ ایک ایسے کاز کے لیے کام کریں جس میں سب کا فائدہ ہو. اور اگر کسی کام میں آپ کا ذاتی فائدہ ہے، آپ کے دائرے کا فائدہ اور آپ کے ملک کا فائدہ، تو دین یو بیکم انسٹاپیبل. تھینک یو مچ رم فار ٹیکنگ می آن بورڈ. تھینک یو مچ.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. And now we conclude today's webinar. I would like to express, I would like to invite Syed Irshad Hussain Shah, the FPCCI convener of FPCCI Central Standing Committee for Strategic Mobility, Defense Affairs. مجھے اب روزہ لگنا شروع ہو گیا. ٹریڈ اینڈ ٹورزم. اوکے، اپ ٹو یو ارشاد صاحب.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much, Ms. Iram, the founder of Exodus Green and the Institute of Sustainable Skills Pakistan, the distinguished panelists, esteemed participants. Thank you very much for joining across the country. And above all, the remarkable women who are part of this gathering today. Assalamu alaikum. Let me begin with a small reflection. It is often said that behind every successful man, there is a woman. But if we observe the world around us today, that statement may need a small update. And that I would say that today we see women not only behind success, but also leading it, shaping it, and rather redefining the success. So, and if we are honest, there is another truth many men quietly acknowledge. So behind every organized home, a remembered birthday, balanced family budget, and even the functioning social calendar, there is almost like every time you see a woman ensuring that it runs smoothly in the homes, in the corporate organizations, and everywhere in and around us. So today we celebrate the International Women's Day, and we are not merely celebrating a symbolic occasion. We are recognizing the leadership that has existed quietly in the families and the communities for centuries. So first of all, I would like to sincerely appreciate Ms. Iram Tariq for organizing this thoughtful webinar through Exodus Green and the Institute of Sustainable Skills Pakistan. And the platforms like these are extremely important because they bring together conversations about leadership, sustainability, health, and empowerment. So these conversations are increasingly important in the world we live in today. because the global landscape is changing rapidly. As you know, the geopolitical dynamics, they are shifting, technological revolutions are transforming the economies, the climate change is challenging our environmental stability, and the societies everywhere are searching for sustainable and balanced models of progress. So, in such a complex world, leadership cannot rely solely on the authority or the power. It must be guided by the wisdom and empathy and a long term vision. And interestingly, these are qualities that the women have practiced for generations. Women have always been strategic managers of the families. And when I say that, a mother often manages the family budget, education, planning, healthcare decisions, emotional counseling, social relations, and sometimes even diplomatic negotiations between the siblings. So, if that is not strategic leadership, I honestly do not think what it is. In fact, if some international institutions studied household management by mothers carefully, they might discover it as one of the most efficient governance models in the world. For centuries, women have been the silent architects of social stability. They nurtured generations, they preserved the values, they sustained communities. And today, as women increasingly step forward in leadership roles across various fields such as education, science, governance, healthcare, diplomacy, entrepreneurship, the world is realizing something very important, that when women lead, societies become more balanced and sustainable. Because women often bring a holistic perspective to the leadership. They look beyond short term gains, consider the long term well being of the families, communities, and the future generations. However, it requires strength, and strength begins with health and well being. So, a healthy woman is not just an empowered individual, she is the center of a healthy family. And strong families form the foundation of strong societies and resilient nations. When women are physically healthy, emotionally supported, and mentally confident, they nurture stronger families and contribute more effectively to the society. This is why discussions about women's empowerment must include women's health, nutrition, mental wellness, and work life balance. Because sustainability is not only about protecting forests and oceans, it's also about protecting the human potential. Organizations such as Exodus Green, and I happen to work with ISSP, by promoting sustainable skills and environmental awareness, they are helping create a generation of women who are not only empowered and educated, but also conscious about their responsibility towards the society and the planet. Allow me to briefly reflect on the role of the Muslim women, which is sometimes misunderstood in the global discourse, and especially in the times when the clash of civilizations is at play. Islam, from its earliest teachings, recognized the dignity and intellectual capacity of the women, and it is very well reflected through various ayat of Quran, especially the one in Surah Hujarat and Surah Tawbah. History also provides remarkable examples, such as Hazrat Khadija. She was a successful entrepreneur, a pillar of strength for the early Muslim community, and a very strong support to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then Hazrat Aisha was among the most respected scholars of the Islamic history, and these examples remind us that the Muslim women have always been contributors to the knowledge, leadership, and social progress. So, in today's geopolitical environment, women have an even more important to play. Women are often, they are bridge builders. They connect families, they connect communities, and sometimes they reconnect people who have stopped speaking to each other. I would say, like, within even our families, anyone who has attended a large family gathering understands this perfectly, because if two relatives stop talking to each other, usually the first person quietly trying to restore peace is a wiser woman in the family who brings them both together over a cup of tea. So perhaps the world today needs a little more of this family-style diplomacy, and a little more tea, patience, and wise conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we truly want to strengthen the leadership role of a woman, in the current times. I think the girls and the women, particularly in the emerging fields such as technology, sustainability, policy studies, and strategic management, they will have to come up and play their role. Secondly, public and the private institutions should introduce inclusive workplace policies. They are already there. There is a need to assert at the executive level, including flexible work environments, leadership mentoring programs, and safe professional spaces where women can grow without barriers. The third is that national policies should also encourage women's representation in decision-making bodies, which is starting to play its role. Like SECP now has made it mandatory to include at least a woman in each of the private companies that we now try to open up. At least minimum one is a compulsory thing now. So the financial frameworks must promote women-led entrepreneurship because particularly in green technologies, social enterprises, and sustainable industries, their role is particularly important. Then the healthcare policies must also prioritize women's physical and mental well-being, ensuring accessible healthcare services and awareness programs. And finally, we must cultivate a culture where family support systems enable women to lead without sacrificing their role as nurturers of the families. I happened to go through a very powerful statement by Malala Yousafzai, who once said that we cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. So I guess more or less, human progress requires the participation of everyone. So it is the right of every girl or a woman in every house to take her, share in the nation building and taking a pause and moving forward in the rightful direction. So as we celebrate the International Women's Day, let us remember something very important but very powerful. When we educate a woman, obviously, we very often say we educate a generation. But when we support the health of a woman, we strengthen the families. And when the women rise, the families rise. That's what we have always seen around. Wherever we see a family rising, it is actually the role of the woman in that family that makes them rise. The communities rise, the nations rise, and ultimately the humanity rises. So before I conclude, I once again congratulate Ms. Iram Tariq and her team for creating this platform for meaningful dialogue. I would say that let us move forward with a shared commitment to building a future where women are not only the nurturers of families, but also the strategic leaders shaping a sustainable and peaceful world. And I happen to say that being a father of 3 daughters, being a brother of 3 sisters, being a husband of a wife, being the son of a mother who has nurtured me, raised me, this proud and confident to be able to say this thing without any doubt, that because empowering women is not just about equality, it is about unlocking the full potential of humanity. And the family actually feels the presence and strength of the bond that a lady develops just because of her mere presence. So thank you very much once again, Iram, and thank you for everyone for your patient hearing and giving me an opportunity to interact with all of you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Ishaq sir, for your inspiring address. Now we'll open the floor for a short interactive discussion and question answer session. And I would like to invite Ikra. She's housewife and she's a new mother, housewife, an educated lady, young lady. Ikra, please kindly unmute your mic and share your what valuable things you take. What is your takeaway of today's session?
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
First of all, thank you so much for all the beautiful lectures and lessons. It was very good listening all the great people today. So I would like to share my experience as a new mother. and then how I'll have to switch between my career and my mom life, and how hard it was for me. And I am sure that there will be so many women out there who find this, who have to go through the same struggles. And I like to add two things. One is how hard it is to balance, and how hard it is to juggle your priorities between your mother life as well as your career. And secondly, I'd like to talk about the role of mother in raising the next generation, be it men, be it women. So the first thing, when I graduated and I did my MPhil and then I had my baby, so it felt very unfair to leave the baby and go for a job. At the same time, it felt very unfair for myself, to myself, that I leave everything that I've been doing for last 18 years and then sit at home and do my, like, take care of baby. So I think it is like a juggle that women has to, like, it's like kind of a choice that women have to make. And it took me some time to make peace with this, that I will, like, put my whole career to a hold. Not just a hold, I'd slow it down for a bit for the first few years. And when I feel that my baby is a bit more independent and can do stuff on his own, then I can start again. But what I'd like to share is that when you are starting, when the switch is so huge, the change is so big, that it takes time and it takes a lot of emotional uh, toll on you to, like, understand what's going on. So things happened so quickly that it took me so much time to understand that my role as a mother is equally important as my role in my field, or at my office. So I'd like, and this will, having said that, I would like to do another thing. While I think about and I see people around me and how they're brought up is done, I strongly feel the role of women in building and shaping the society that we are living in. So I strongly believe that the problems that we see in men, uh, the patriarchal mindsets of people, and so many things that are missing with women's life, that comes from very the upbringing. The thoughts are shaped by what is being taught in the very early, like early years of your life. So as a mother, I try to, like, instill beliefs in my son about equality, and how it is equally important to, like, it is equally important for women and men to work. So there was one thing when I, like, really, that stuck with me. One day my son said, I was working on my laptop, and my son came and said that, why are you working? Women's don't work, Baba works. So that was one thing that I and he was so young at that time. He like hardly started speaking. So at that time, I sat down for a bit and I realized that, see, this is what, like, people, like children learn. They just see thing and they think that working on a laptop is working, and staying at home is not working. So again, there's a lot. I think there, like, as a mother, I have to make, like, a lot of conscious decisions as to what I want to teach him, uh, how I want to shape, like, how his mind should be shaped and how he should be thinking. So uh, there's one thing that I'm really looking forward to when bringing up my children, is that shaping their brains and shaping their thinking in a way that they think that, both men and women are equal, but, like, but their roles can be different. Although there are no gender roles, but we have to, like, do think that how women goes through childbirth and cannot attend equally, like, uh, have exactly equal roles as men, especially especially with the time when they're going through the physical changes. So, and then let them think and let them have their own opinions, but at the same time build a very strong foundation. So since it's Women's Day, I'd like to instill, and I'd like to uh, mention all the wonderful women that that play an important role in our life. At the same time, I do believe that there is a big responsibility on women on shaping beautiful minds, and on shaping what next generation thinks. So sometimes break the generational trauma, break generational curses of women, of like men don't work in kitchen, or women belong to the kitchen, stuff like that. So um, then again, it's a lot of uh, work that women as mothers and as influence, as women influence around you, should do to like make a change. So that's all I want to add. And I also want to add one more thing. While I was going through the stuff for the Women's Day, I heard this very beautiful thing that sometimes we feel so privileged because we are from areas that are quite privileged and that have a lot of opportunities, that we see women around us who are so accomplished and who are doing like stuff, and who have a kind of freedom with their decisions and with their with how they want to spend their lives. But I heard this, and it stuck with me, that we always it's such a common practice that we hear stuff like, the first women who did this, one of the whole one women in the whole crew. So there's a long time when, and we have to like travel a long distance till we hear stuff like one of many women, and she is one of the many. So we are still doing, the women are so less in the job market, um, or like in the workforce, that this is such a common thing that you ask, that even in your offices and stuff, there will be like 2 women and 5 men, or the ratio of women is so less, again for so many reasons and for so many factors that contribute to it. But the thing is that uh, even with this, I think we have to like go a long distance in women empowerment, and in making women strong and empowered enough to manage both roles equally and beautifully. So I'd like to end with thanking everyone again for the opportunity to talk, and thanking everyone to giving me this opportunity to listen to such beautiful minds. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ikra. Very beautiful, very inspiring, and I'm very happy to listen you. And finally, in this segment, we invite Professor Raheel Iqbal Bhatt Saab. He just joined us, and Professor Saab is educationist, and he will share his views about research, innovation, and sustainable healthcare solutions in academia and youth, especially. Up to you, Raheel Saab.
Thank you very much for the participants and the speakers, and specifically Ms. Iram for inviting me. Today is the day for International Women Day, and it is one of the very important day in among 365 days, because if we are celebrating this particular day, but on the contrary note, I think that all 365 days are equally important for celebrating Women's Day, because women are working throughout the year, throughout the week, throughout the month, 24 by 7 in different roles, either in business side, academia side, political side, education side, or social development. But in recognition of their great achievement, this day highlights really feel very good for all those women who are working in diverse areas and arenas. I must understand that they are facing a lot of challenges. And even in my case, when I'm talking about myself, I know very well my father died in 2004, and in a very young age. And when I look upon my mother, she has been working so hard, so faithfully, so determinedly, you can say, cutting all those challenges of in the market, and stood up all three children in a diverse manner. So I must appreciate my mother first, and then rest of all the mothers who've been working so hard for their children, for their upbringing, and keep them strengthening in the market so that they'll face the market faithfully and strongly. Uh, in this particular day, when I look upon in education sector, when I'm teaching in 4 different universities, leading universities of Lahore in Pakistan, and when I look upon a lot of young daughters and my students specifically as a women, and they are looking forward to be the part of this society where the society been nourishing by their self, then it is my core responsibility as a teacher to strengthening them, give them a strength as a parent, and give them a right path so that they will feel a stronger, and then they'll feel all those challenges. Means they'll cross all those challenges where they'll face in the real based market. If we're talking about the empowerment of the woman, ladies and gentlemen, uh, the day when we encourage women, then we must believe in their abilities as well. Then we not suppress them for a higher education. And then we will accept their leadership roles, and then we will allow them to participate in the society equally as a man. So for these all, I must say that we must provide awareness in the market, in the society, where the awareness is all about the education for our young girls, the very special health for our women for the urban areas, for the protection from the violence and the harassment, and then providing equal opportunity in decision making. I'll just give you the example of the women vice chancellors. Could you imagine that you have seen a number of women vice chancellors in the women universities only? Why we are not providing opportunity to for this particular position for the equal gender based universities? I'm very happy to see that Chaudhry Abdul Rahman Sahab, who is the chairman of the Superior University, providing this opportunity as a female vice chancellor, Professor Dr. Sumaira Rahman, as the decision maker, as a leading role. So I'm very inspired the leadership of Dr. Sumaira, a lot of other women vice chancellors who've been working. But I must say that Higher Education Commission should empower the education for not only discriminating the women for the women universities only, for also where both the genders are to be there. We will provide opportunity to all the females for the leading roles as a vice chancellors or the rectors in the leading universities of Pakistan. And on the last ending note, I must say that these women's are the inspiration for our future generations. How? If we motivate our young girls and the women's, then they definitely dream big and they work hard and they'll definitely achieve their goals. And when they achieve their goals, they'll become successful women. And when they'll become successful, then definitely our social society will become successful and will take the lead. I feel very happy to see that our first women prime minister is Shahid Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto. When I look upon the Western world and recently the example of Japanese, they provide opportunity to the female prime minister. So we must accept that there are some limitations in the Islamic culture, but the Islam provides equal opportunity to the female. Look upon the case history of our prophet's wife. Our prophets, the last prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, provide equal opportunity to their housewives as well. So on the ending note, I must say on the conclusion that Women's Day is not a celebration. It's a reminder for the society progress. And when women are more powerful, more respectable, and will provide equal opportunity to them, then we are shaping our society in a most positive way, most powerful way, most influential way, and hence in 2040 or 2040 35 vision as the Udan Pakistan, I not only see the Pakistan as a Udan in IT sector and the other sectors. I must also see my women from Balochistan, from KPK, from Punjab, from Sindh, from GB, from Azad Jammu and Kashmir, equally Udan in all walk of lives, equally with the men. So I thank you all, and I must appreciate all the women who take the lead for today's and in the rest of the events in the coming year, in the upcoming year, or in the current year 2026 and 2027. Thank you very much, Ms. Eram, for providing me this opportunity.
Thank you, Professor Rahil Saab. And there's one good news that we will issue the certificate of participation to all the speakers and participants. And I would like to invite Ms. Amara Mujahid. She joined us right now. Kindly unmute your mic and introduce yourself, Amara.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much. I was really amazed by all the speakers, which you guys have done remarkable contribution upbringing the subject. And I must appreciate all of your point of views. I must appreciate all of you for appreciating women all around the world in all perspectives, literally, and to bring up the subject and to add what our religion says about the dignity of women and the importance and the rights of women. Literally, I'm far impressed, and I'm glad that I joined the meeting. Jazakallah khair, all of you. And it was literally a nice experience.
Okay, thank you, all of you. Investing in women's health is investing in sustainable economies and resilient societies. Let us continue working together to advance gender equality, sustainable development, and inclusive prosperity. And with this, thank you for all of you for joining us, and happy International Women's Day. And with this, we are going to close this session. And inshallah, we will continue our efforts to make the Pakistan prosperous and healthy, wealthy, and rich Pakistan.
Definitely, inshallah. And we should have our rights to protect our rights. And moreover, I wanted to add something about Muslim girls, Muslim women, but it's a regret that I joined late. I wanted to add that we should promote multiple marriages or sort of something that Muslim girls should get married. It is a burning issue right now in Pakistani society.
Sure, stay safe, stay inspired, and we look forward to continue collaboration.
Inshallah.
Okay, thank you all of you. Okay.